After touching down Copenhagen ahead of the game you're going to play against Copenhagen, Erik ten Hag is going to have to hold a press conference, and I'm going to obviously be breaking it a little bit in detail in here onto the United Matters channel. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rockan David is my name. You can as well call me RD. Right now it's already Wednesday in my country and some minutes passed by the time of recording, and we are already on the day that the game of football is obviously going to take place down at Old Trafford. Sorry, is it the Pecken Stadium? That is it, in Denmark. He has also gone ahead and defended Antony, one of the things I don't really admit. And lastly, he has also gone ahead to obviously explain Marcus Rashford fitness levels ahead of this game of Copenhagen. A must-win game for Man United, and the entire team is really looking forward to see it that we win that game and obviously enlight our chances to obviously go through into this group stage, and maybe even if we got knocked out in the round of 16 or quarterfinals, we'll be doing better. But I believe if at all you qualify for the round of 16, then the rest will be history, because you never know, we might get in some players in January. All else, really see players like Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Amad Diallo, who else? Those 4 players ready to return to obviously play part into the side of Manchester United. So let's say close to 200 likes in this video. Let's continue to subscribe, because we are left with few subscribers to hit the magic number, and the magic number has always been 16,000 for this month, and I know we are obviously going to hit that mark. Let me check and see how many subscribers are we left with. We are left with just 16 subscribers to hit 16,000 subscribers, to see to it that we obviously continue taking it to where we deserve to be. So guys, smash just like this, just continue subscribing to this channel to see to it that everything goes on as planned. Let's start it off with Rasmus Hojlund and what Erik ten Hag has gone ahead and obviously said about him. He has settled in well. 3 goals in the Champions League, which is very good for an additional period. For an adaptation period, as a team, we can do better to create more chances to win. The automation will get better as time goes on. It's great to work with him. He understands the difficulties in creating chances, but we talk about it with him. He's still a young player, but he is intelligent and understands the situation he is in. He wants score goals. He's very enthusiastic and works very hard in training. So Ten Hag is going to hate to obviously talk about the intelligence of Rasmus Hojlund, right? And I've gonna hate to obviously watch this every time he puts on that shirt of Man United. His energy levels are really high. He has gonna hate to obviously put himself in a situation of not being stopped from really doing what he has to do for the club of Manchester United. He fights left, right and center, and he's intelligent. When you look at how consistent he is, you know, the way he obviously plays and leads that line, no one else has question marks over this guy. And this all goes to people who believe that he's not the guy worth to obviously be at Man United, that they need another striker to obviously lead the line. The problem is at Man United, we don't create enough chances for this guy. That's the problem. And Erik ten Hag has also gone ahead and obviously acknowledged it. You've seen it that even though he's not getting enough chances, but he knows the team will get better and more chances are obviously going to be created. So, in so doing, Ten Hag has gone ahead to agree with us that Rasmus Hojlund is really lacking creativity. And this is one of the things we're going to have to talk about, that the 2 players that start into the left and right attacking sides of the midfield, that is Rashford and Antony respectively, don't create enough for this man. You get? Though Rashford has gone ahead to create for him 2 assists this season, and he went ahead to obviously have more 2-3 missed, but we need more to the vicinity of this guy. We need to see that in the territory where he's always in, he needs to be getting more and more of these balls that obviously going to be served him by these players to it that obviously hits the ground running and getting us to where we deserve to be in a matter of scoring goals. Because we've seen him, the 2 goals he scored and they ruled out. One for Brighton, you saw to it that he was in the mouth of the goal, and when he received that ball from Rashford, he obviously concentrated and hit that ball into the back of the net. That goal was obviously cancelled out. When you're playing Galatasaray, he was obviously offside for what would have been his first hat-trick for the club of Man United. But in front of the goalkeeper, he composed himself, took him off, and really hit that ball into the empty net. He's a clinical striker, and all he needs are chances that are really, really, really scarce at the club of Manchester United. If you remember the game of football they played against Fulham, I don't remember any time he was played into action. That is it. So we need to play him into action a lot, and that has to be done by the central attacking midfielders. That is Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, Rashford, Antony, and Pelestri. That is it. So we need to see to it that this man gets a lot in his service, and I think he's going to enjoy more when Amad Diallo returns. And after the international break, Amad Diallo is obviously going to be available. Let's pray to it that doesn't get a setback, and the manager obviously gets him the best that he deserves as a player for the club of Manchester United. But all in all, Ten Hag is going to have to agree with us that however intelligent this boy is, that is Rasmus Hojlund, the problem has always been the creativity that is not going his way. That is it. And let's all agree that that is right. Our number 9 is not being fed. It goes ahead to obviously confirm what we've always gone ahead to let you know as people and a team of Man United for several seasons, that even if you're having a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Cavani or an Antony Martial, a Rashford who can score you goals, his ability to score goals is limited by the scarce chances that are being created by the club of Man United. That is it. So, but the intelligence of this Rasmus Hojlund guy is really world class, and he has all hallmarks of a world class player to come in through and really get the job done and dusted at the club of Manchester United. So that's all about Rasmus Hojlund, and he's going to play the stadium that's always going to have to play in when he was still at Copenhagen, and when he was and when he plays for the Danish national team. I remember they're going to have to play like 2-3 games in the stadium of Copenhagen where they played. Is it called the Panken Stadium? If at all I'm not mistaken. Now, let's go to this that is going to hit obviously coming through and obviously leave a bitter taste in my mouth. Erik Ten Hag on Antony's form, he says, out for a couple of weeks. So that broke the rhythm. Had a good preseason, but had a break. So now has to get himself back in good form. It's hard work. I don't really agree with him. However much Ten Hag is saying that the guy had a very good preseason, in which sense? In which sense did Antony have a very good preseason? And he also had an ugly start of the season. We can all agree to that. He had an ugly start of the season, and what did he do before he got the problems with a girlfriend? Did he have anything to do? He did nothing, So Ten Hag is just defending his player. He loves him a lot, but he needs to get to know that Antony is one of the reasons as to why we are playing badly as a team. I see him being given balls in better positions, but he cannot obviously do what Garnacho does onto the left attacking side of the midfield. If Antony was doing exactly what Garnacho was doing from the left attacking side of the midfield, then Rasmus Hojlund wouldn't have been into a graveyard shift. He lacks chances, and they don't obviously feed him well a lot. That is it coming in from Antony, and Ten Hag is trying to throw defense in for him, but it's really lacking for him to obviously come in through and obviously do the needful. So for Antony, I think he needs to obviously simplify his game. When you try out going past players and it has gone obviously to really not go on as planned, what you do is simple. Do the simple passes and improve on the runs that you make. Trust me, if Antony improves on the runs he makes, then he'll obviously find himself in better positions of scoring goals and putting in assists for his or to his fellow players. But the problem he's obviously facing as a player is the way he's really selfish with the ball and how he loses a ball. And remember, when he gets hold of that ball, he kills the pace. And that's the problem we are having with Manchester United when you're playing with both Antony and Rashford on the right and left attacking sides of the midfield respectively, because they slow the pace of the game. Yet, when you look at how we really pass that ball from the back, we come up with some quick passes through the midfield, but that stops when that ball lands to Antony and Marcus Rashford. They obviously kill the pace. The rhythm is obviously dropped. And the manager came out and said that he wants us to be the most transiting team in the world this season. But you cannot be the best transiting team in the world when players like Rashford and Antony kill the pace of the game. They're just supposed to obviously increase the pace of the game and obviously take us to where we deserve to be as a club. So they need to obviously work on that. For Antony, he needs to polish himself a lot. Otherwise, it's not going to work out for him. Now, for Erik ten Hag, he has gone ahead and obviously told us the following about Marcus Rashford. That Rashford, on if he's ready today to take on Copenhagen, he says 100% ready. He missed one game with a small knock. Marcus is very committed in training. He is working hard to get back into shape. Now, Rashford is not lacking shape. He's not lacking form. The problem is, last season, he went ahead to really torment very many sides. Now, he's one of those players that everyone comes looking at. That is it. Everyone is looking at Marcus Rashford and they come out targeting him. That is it. So, everyone is coming at him and trying to obviously make it hard for him to obviously score those goals. So they've gone ahead to watch videos of how he went ahead and obviously beat them, and he just needs to change, because all I can confirm to you is that Marcus Rashford is a predictable player. You tell me one of the players I can easily predict his next move every time he gets the ball, it's Marcus Rashford, and he should be doing the same that I've gone ahead to let Antony do. That don't do what they think you're going to do. Get that ball when they think you're going to run. Find a pass in the middle of the park, then make a run in the central axis and see to it that maybe you interchange with Rasmus Hojlund. Sometimes Rasmus Hojlund shifts on the left, you interchange, you go where Antony is, then Antony shifts to the left and you go to the right, such that you're really unpredictable. But because Marcus Rashford is unpredictable, he is really good to mark and it makes his game hard. So he needs to obviously start being unpredictable, Don't do what they think you are going to do. Do the different things altogether. Do the opposite of what they think you're going to do, and the rest will be history for you. So that is it coming in from Erik ten Hag on three players: Antony, Marcus Rashford, and Rasmus Hojlund. And in so doing, that is his trio that is going to lead the line as we take on the side of Copenhagen today in Denmark. So you guys, your thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund's intelligence commended by Erik ten Hag. What do you make about ten Hag coming out and obviously defending Antony? I know the manager in the press has to come out and obviously protect his player, but I think he needed also to raise up a point of him being wasteful with the ball, because you remember the day when Paul Scholes called him a one-trick pony because of that spin, So, and ten Hag obviously went ahead to obviously put him on the bench for some time. Hope you remember that very well. Not so? You remember that very well. So, what are your thoughts about Erik ten Hag's say on those three players? And may the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. A sign out for now. See you later. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, the Christians. May the living to God bless you abundantly. I'm out.